Hi, today I'm going to share with you some information about Dean Guitars. Now, Dean Guitars is a US company, started in 1977 by the founder and also the luthier Dean Zelinsky himself. Now, Dean Zelinsky actually designs the guitar, manufactures the guitar himself. Okay, so he started a company from nothing in 1977 up to now, which is one of the biggest company in terms of guitar manufacturer. Okay, so it manufactures nearly all sorts of guitars, from electric guitars, acoustic, classical, but it focuses mainly on the electric guitars, the rock section of it. If you really look at each and every Dean guitars, it actually looks very nice. The design is good. Now, if you log on to their website, www.deanguitars.com, okay, you go to their electric guitar section, you will see that they actually have a lot varieties of guitars, nice color, nice design. You probably won't find it anywhere else. So why is Dean Guitar such good guitars now? One reason is that within a short span of 30 years, compared to Fender is about 60, 70 years old, whereas Gibson is about 100 years old. But Dean Guitars, within 30 years, they actually established themselves as one of the leading guitar manufacturers in the world. And it's only recently they're actually making wave in the Asian market. So you've probably heard of them in these coming years. Now, one reason why they grow so fast is because a lot of artists and bands actually like to use the Dean guitars. Now, for example, some of you might have known some artists, people like Dimebag Darrell. Okay, is considered one of the best guitarists and one of the pioneers in the rock industry, in the heavy metal music. It's probably one of the very influential person, actually endorses Dean for many years, but unfortunately he died at a young age. Okay, and next will be the Schenker brothers. You probably heard of Michael Schenker, one of the brothers. Now, Schenker brothers actually started the band Scorpions. I believe you've heard of this band that has been started way back since 1965. And also you've probably heard of Dave Mustaine. Now, if you have not heard of him, you probably heard of Metallica, Megadeth. Well, he's actually one of the lead guitarists of these bands. So, and if you go to their website, you'll see they have dozens and dozens of artists that's using Dean guitars. Okay, now I'm going to just go through you with some guitars. We start mainly with the most basic one, the student model, okay, which is the Vendetta XM. Now, the Vendetta XM, if you look at it, okay, now most people like this is because of the finishing. It's a very natural finishing. And it's actually very light. Why? Because I have to tell you about this. It's the wood. It's made of paulownia wood. Okay, now paulownia wood is a very not only soft but very light wood. Okay, and then it has very nice grains. If you look at the wood grain here, and it is warp resistant. That's the most unique feature. So that's why paulownia wood is actually used to make a lot of chairs and boxes. So, but more recently, people have discovered that it's good for the guitar body, paulownia wood. Why? Because it's light, it has good resonance, okay, and it looks nice. The appearance is good. And if you do some research, paulownia woods actually are used to make high-end custom guitars. So imagine, but this is just a student model, and they are already using paulownia wood, and it's only cost ringgit 1290, okay, for such a high-quality guitar. Okay, and then next, I move on to the next model, which is quite sellable in this part of the world, is the Vendetta one. Now, it belongs to the same family as the Vendetta XM, but it's of course in black color. The wood is a mahogany wood, okay, which most guitars actually use mahogany wood, so it's a bit heavy, and of course it's a warm sound because mahogany is a heavy wood, so the sound is warm. And this one, a lot of people, when I ask them, how much do you think this is? Most of them will say that it probably costs more than 2,000 ringgit, but it's slightly less than that. It's only 1990 for this Dean guitar. Today I'm going to introduce to you another two new models of the Dean guitars, besides the two that I just showed you, which is the Baby series. Okay, so we have the Baby ML, okay, and also the Baby Z. Now, if you look at both this model, it looks not just the traditional round look. It has the ML actually has the sort of an X look, right? The Z has a sort of a Z look. That's how they get their name from. But why they are called Baby series? Because if you buy the real Z and ML series, it actually looks probably 50% bigger than this. Okay, so this baby series is suitable for students or young children. Okay, it looks very cool. Look at the colors; it's a bit glossy, so the young people will actually love it. Okay, in fact, when I showed it to many people, they're actually quite excited and they really want to go for this, as their next upgrade after the student model. Okay, so now the baby Z, the price is 1880. A lot of time I ask people, they say it's about 2,000 plus, but it's only 1880. Even the ML is only 1880 with such cool look. Okay, so it's a very value for money instrument out there. Now, of course, a lot of people throw me a question: why go for expensive guitar? Why have to buy something above 1,000 ringgit? Actually, there is 4 reasons. Okay, the one reason, as I mentioned earlier, is the wood. Now, most cheap guitars actually use very low quality wood or just a plywood, and that is suitable if, let's say, the student is unsure whether what they want, they just want to try it out. But if, let's say, you know that you really want to go for something good, definitely it's above. You have to go for something above 1,000. Okay, some things like mahogany wood or Paulownia wood or some even rosewood. Those are probably a few thousand ringgit. Okay, so the wood is very important. Why? Because, which brings me to my second point, it affects the sound. Now, most people think that electric guitar, you jack into an amp, you should be able to all sound the same. Actually, that's what they say, all sound the same. But actually, if you really play it, it does sound different. If a good wood, when you play, you find that actually it sounds clearer. Okay, it resonates better, and then the playability is also better. So of course, all these affects the quality of the sound. Okay, so and then the third reason would be price. Actually, if you get a good guitar, you're actually saving money. Why? Because I'm from a background where I've seen a lot of electric guitar students. I've known a lot of guitar professionals and teachers. One problem they face is that they're saying that the students buy a cheap one, but after 6 months they go for 1,000 ringgit one. So to me, is that to them, so why are they buying twice? Why don't you just buy one time a good one, 1,000 ringgit, which is a good guitar, because that will definitely help you. Which brings me to my last point, because it affects the interest of the child. Now, you have seen a lot of probably you have heard of child dropping out because of the instruments, because it's so hard to play. It don't look nice. It don't sound good, and then there's a lot of problem. So I do not. A lot of us do not agree that you want to destroy a child's interest because of an instrument. That is a very sad thing to happen. So get a good instrument so that it helps the child, it motivates your child to actually play better. So with this, I hope you have learned something.